Okay, so not too long ago, I bought an iPod. It's an iPod Touch actually, and you know, I used this for about a month without any sort of grip or cover or anything. But then I was thinking, I'm kind of a butterfingers, and I didn't want to, you know, drop it and then it breaks. Because you can see how thin this is, and so I decided I would go to my local Walmart and I would buy some protectors. I bought three different kinds. We have this one, which is kind of a strange one. I don't have the packaging for this one. It's an iFrogs brand one. And then there was a 3-pack of these off-brand covers here. And then there is an Incipio, which is more of like a shock absorbent thing, and it came with a cleaning cloth, and it came with a bunch of screen protectors, which I can't find right now, but that's not the point, because I don't really like using screen protectors that much. So I decided to do a review, and of the three, which ones are the better and which ones you shouldn't even bother using. So, as far as I know, there aren't really that many differences between the 8 gig and the 16 gig iPod. So, as long as you have an iPod Touch, it should fit and should work. Now, the first one I'm going to review is this iFrogs one. It has a velvet-like material on the inside, probably to prevent any scratching on the back. It's got a hole for the camera, then it's got a hole for the volume controls, and obviously the bottom and the top are open, allowing for access for the the camera and the headphone dock and the charger. And while this one is nice, here it is not fully seated because it's a bitch and a half to get off. While it's nice and it has nice little grips on the side, so it doesn't really slip easily, it's not exactly what I wanted. I wanted something more that would be able to protect it from if I dropped it. So while this one is nice and it doesn't add a lot of bulk, as you can clearly see, it just wasn't what I wanted. So I had a second pack. Now, this one didn't have any sort of plastic in it, so I figured, when I put it on, maybe the fact that it doesn't really fit well. It's kind of bulky here, and this part pops out, and it's kind of flimsy, and if you look at the side there, it kind of pops up. I have figured maybe it was just that one. So I took the second one in the pack, this one, which has the plastic still in it. I took that one out and I put it in there. It's the same problem. This it doesn't fit very well. So this kind of moves around a lot. And another thing I noticed is the grips for the buttons, they don't line up very well. You have the volume buttons here, but they're actually a little bit down here. So pressing this does absolutely nothing because it's not exactly where the button is. And up here is where the power grip is for the power button, but the power button is actually over here. So it's just poorly designed, and it doesn't even really work the way that a silicone grip case should work. So I decided I wasn't going to bother with these at all. So then the Incipia one looks like this. You put this on the iPod, and sure, it has a little bit of bulk. Here it is on the actual iPod. It adds a little bit of bulk, but it has a nice grip. It doesn't slide in your hand easily. And if you drop it, and I've actually dropped my iPod a few times with this thing on, it actually does absorb the shock. The cutouts for the volume and power buttons are where they're supposed to be. Is a great case. If I had to recommend an iPod grip, I would recommend the Incipio, and this is what it looks like. And I think I still have the packaging for this. This is what the this is the iFrog's packaging, actually, for the green one. This one. This is the packaging that this one came in. And I do have the Incipio packaging. The Incipio packaging looks like this. And it comes looking like that, basically. So, the Incipio one is the one that I would recommend. And then if you don't want the added bulk, but you still want the protection, you don't want it to slip out of your hand, I would recommend the iFrog's one, which is this one. Because it's slimmer, but it probably gives basic protection, if it doesn't fall from too far. But I would not recommend getting these. I don't remember what the brand was, but if you see these, this is what the front one looks like. They might be something like Immerse or something like that. You can find them at Walmart. They're kind of like the cheapy ones. I wouldn't recommend getting these at all because they don't offer any protection for your iPod whatsoever. And when you spend $200, $300 on something, you kind of want to make sure that it's protected. Because I don't know about you, but I don't feel like wasting $200 and then I accidentally drop something and it breaks. So, those are the iPod ones, and in my next product review, I will be reviewing this, which is a DS armor of sorts for your Nintendo DS. It only fits on the Nintendo DS Lite. They do make ones for Nintendo DSi and everything. I haven't seen any cases for the 3DS, probably because it's too new, but this is the one for the Nintendo DS Lite, and from what I've read, these are a pain in the ass to remove, but I will go after that in my next video. So, stick around for that.